Gratitude and acceptance are the two fundamental components to enjoy life and to live a more fulfilling life which you are aware of. What life are you currently living? How healthy, how happy, how confident, and how socially are you? I'm Tom, and I'm making these videos to make your life better. So click on the link below and ask me any questions that you have there. So at the moment, I do not have any acceptance for my life, the life that I'm living, how happy I am, how confident I am, and how well I'm doing currently in my life. Yesterday, I was frustrated that I didn't have an extra 20 minutes in the day to be able to plan more. And after realizing that, and after watching a video on acceptance for yourself and the position you're in, I laughed at myself because it literally applied perfectly to that video and this video. And unfortunately, those thoughts are perfect, yet they can take over your life. Thoughts in the present moment to improve yourself currently are kind of naggy, and they do take over your life. The only time I have acceptance for my life is when I discipline myself, or I make myself. I really analyze if I'm happy. Am I doing the right things? I'm sure that you have the same thoughts and opinions. It's the reactions to them that we need to address. Avoid getting angry at your current life. Anger can be good, but you're only making yourself more mentally weakened and emotional about yourself, which will show in your mannerisms. You don't want that. I would 10x my life if I accepted the position I'm in, but I don't, and I haven't. If you love your current progress, if you look back each day or each evening or each morning about the progress you're making, maybe it's if you're working out and you're taking pictures every day of your progress, that's perfect. It's a perfect analogy. If you're on a diet and you track each day how well you're eating, maybe it's not your weight because you'll kind of be very fixated on your weight, but if it's the change in what you're eating, the happier you're getting, the fitter you're getting, not so much the weight that changes, but how much fitter you're getting, how much leaner you're getting, it will make you much happier compared to if you didn't track it and you just accepted it. Accepting the life that you're living, understanding the position you're in, can be good for any position you're in. If you're poor, you have no money. If you truly analyze the position you're in, it can make it easier to progress from that or develop from that position. If you're depressed, if you're unhappy, like when I was playing video games a lot, when I was isolated in my room, and I didn't want to be anywhere else. It's not I didn't want to be anywhere else. When I was in my room alone playing video games, I wasn't aware of my current self. I wasn't aware of the position I'm in. I wasn't aware of my life. I didn't analyze my current position, and that's a fundamental thing, a fundamental part of life, to be able to enjoy it more, to be able to develop, to be able to be happier in your life, to actually assess the position you're in. If you sit down, you list down the things that are making you happy currently, what you have changed that in your life, which you are extremely proud of. You can't help but smile. You can't help but give yourself a pat on the back because you have made progress. You have improved your life. And it makes it easier to actually develop further because you see the change that you've made and you can analyze how you can improve further, because there's that little extra that you could be doing differently if you properly scrutinize the position you're in, the development that you've made. How healthy are you currently? How happy are you, and how confident, how socially are you? These questions that I mentioned earlier in the video, have you answered them yet? Maybe if you haven't, it's because you're afraid to accept your current self. And the reason I've mentioned that is because that is the way that I felt. But I'm not scared now. I'm not in a position now where I will avoid answering these questions, because I know that I'm in a position where I have achieved these things and I can answer these questions with confidence. But those questions that I've written down, those questions that I've mentioned, message me on Instagram answering each of these questions, and I will analyze each of the answers, and I will help you to accept yourself, and I will help you to understand how you can develop in your life. Maybe you aren't happy at the moment in your current life. Why is that? Were you happier before, or were you worse off before? If you're worse off before, then you have to accept yourself, and you have to accept that you've made progress. But the progress that you've made, how can you use that tunnel vision to improve further? How can you spark the happiness within you? How can you spark the confidence that you are trying to build? So when you're ready, message me on Instagram, and have a good rest of your day. Peace out.